In a world where you are the highest level in the food chain, what happens when the food's gone and all that is left is your own species? With its first game released in 2004, Monster Hunter became very popular throughout the game industry. Becoming one of Capcom's stars, this franchise is filled with features that make the game rich in biology. Monster Hunter World has several monsters we could talk about, but today we're gonna talk about the ultimate predator, DevilJho. DevilJho is one of Monster Hunter's biggest threats. As a classic dinosaur-shaped, this two-legged giant can eat literally anything. His design is basically what every child wants as a pet, a T-Rex with a bunch of teeth that eats anything and can beat every monster. Trying to point every aspect of DevilJho's biology is not easy since the game doesn't tell you much about his lore, but let's try. The day of DevilJho is pretty simple. Being on the top of the food chain means this guy can wander around with no one chasing him. Well, no one but the hunter. The only time DevilJho is not searching for food is when he's eating. Having the curse of hunger, he doesn't stop. He has great impact in Monster Hunter's ecology since just his presence in an habitat can change the way all living things correlate. As I mentioned before, this monster is everyone's dream as a child. He's basically a T-Rex but way stronger. Having a powerful jaw with teeth that I don't dare to count, DevilJho uses his mouth to lift his prey off the floor or even take them down. His neck muscles are huge because of that, and also since he doesn't stop eating because he is in constant movement of eating that prey. A thin neck would be a pain to DevilJho. The designers really gave him an anatomy to be a true monster. When it comes to make baby DevilJhos, these species secrete a special pheromone to tell their partner they are not in predator mode and are ready to make another angry, hungry, and merciless DevilJho. With this beast around, other monsters don't have a day of peace. So what would happen if DevilJho suddenly disappeared? Well, when a disturbing monster leaves, it's easy to think that the habitat would come back to its former balance. And in fact, that's what happens. Let's take Coral Highlands as an example. When DevilJho suddenly appeared in this ecosystem, all the peace that this place could have was gone, and there was no monster that wasn't being hunted. Without DevilJho, the word balance seems to have more meaning in this place. Legiana and Odogaron stands as the top monsters in this region. No one is able to beat them anymore, and they don't hunt each other. I mean, you may find Legiana fighting Odogaron in a tough war, but that only happens when we, as hunters, provoke them to leave their natural spot, and because of that, they naturally fight. But you won't see a Legiana hunting an Odogaron and vice versa. Their niche is different and so are their preys. Talking about preys, what you will see is Odogaron willingly fighting Tizzy Yaku. They participate in the same ecological niche and eventually find each other. If Tizzy had to fight DevilJho, things would get complicated for him, but since it's Odogaron that we're talking about, Tizzy can blind him and flee, showing that even for one of the lowest levels in the food chain, there's hope, thing that there wasn't when that guy was around. Since every species was being hunted, now everyone can have at least a moment of peace, showing that DevilJho is a natural disaster, a perfect example of an invasive species just like the blue crab in Portugal seas or the Indian mongoose, which is blamed for the decline of several species where this guy is introduced. Be honest, you wouldn't expect these two to have something in common. Knowing that DevilJho is an unstoppable creature when it comes to eating, one question comes to mind. What would happen if all the food was gone and only DevilJhos were left? Well, as I said, the game doesn't tell you much about the monster's lore, but there are rumors that if DevilJho is in the presence of only his species, he can become cannibal. Those rumors came after DevilJho started eating his own tail when confronted by a hunter that cut it off. With this unofficial story spreading through the community of Monster Hunter, there are also some that say that the reason DevilJho becomes a savage DevilJho is because he only eated others of his own species, and now he's even stronger, hungrier, but with a shortened lifetime. With DevilJho being the top chain dominator, the ecosystem of Monster Hunter World would be left unbalanced if it wasn't for one special factor. You. That's right, hunters keep the ecosystems working for both sides when they hunt special monsters that may cause disturbance in the environment they are inserted. As a correlation to real life, humans also have to kill some animals that are causing damage to a habitat they are not native. Well, sometimes we are the ones that introduced them in the first place. So, now that you know all of that, keep it up, Hunter. Go after these DevilJhos that are destroying the ecosystem's balance and peace, craft armors and weapons, and do not be afraid if you find a savage and probably also cannibal DevilJho. So that's it guys, thanks for watching the video. Don't forget to leave a comment down below saying which monster from the Monster Hunters franchise is your favorite. And also please subscribe and like the video if you enjoyed, and stay tuned for the next video. See you all, bye bye.